Okay, welcome along. So thank you all for joining me. It's just taking a little while to load up while you all come in. So my name is Michelle Darby and I am also known as Lady Thermomixalot, and I would like to welcome you along to my cooking demonstration. I'm just clicking on some things to see it as we go along, and if you've got any comments, try to pop them in there, and I think I should see them. Oh, hang on, I've got to turn the volume off this one. Just bear with me. I've got some things to see it as we go along, and if you've got any comments, try to pop them in there, and I think there we go. I had another screen watching, so that made things a little bit difficult. Just making sure that I can see all the comments. So welcome along. So today's session is I'm going to be cooking the Brazilian cheese puffs, and these ones are gluten-free, and it's a great little easy cooking option. It's one that you can take along to any events. It's so easy to make, and you can add some modifications to it, which I'm going to do today, and we're going to see how that comes out. So you can mix this up ahead of time, keep it in your fridge and pull it out and bake it lovely and fresh to have along with soups. Tonight we're going to have a risotto, so that might be just a nice little side little thing to add to it. So we're going to begin with using our Thermomix. So if you haven't seen the TM7, I'd like to just introduce it again to you. If you're a regular and watch my videos, you'll hear me repeating some of this, but we might welcome those new people that might be watching now or watching later. Oh yes, thank you, Tabitha. I can see that. So she's been helping me out. So she's given me the thumbs up saying she can hear it all. So I can see your comments there. So I will pull my little screen around, and if you do have comments, please write them up there. That'd be much appreciated, and I will try to do my very best to answer them for you. So as we go live, things happen and the puppies sometimes bark. So if they do, I excuse them ahead of time, but let's begin. So beautiful big screen. So let's start with that. So we've got a lovely big bowl that's insulated. You'll see in my top screen here, I'll open it up and you can see inside the bowl, and the big interactive screen is wonderful. So as I like to highlight to people, and it was highlighted to me and reminded when I was at a demonstration, lovely cooking demonstration on the weekend, that some children don't like to engage, or teenagers engage in the cooking experience with the lovely big screen, and it being technology, it actually is a way of engaging them, because they do tend to like the touchy-feely visuals of it all, and some of us, that's how we work. So let's bring up our recipe. So I have already popped it into my week, so I'm going to tap on that. So that was a recipe that I had already planned, and it's got some of the other ones in there that I've got prepared. I've got some blank spaces here which I need to fill in. So the Thermomix, for me, it's a way that reduces some of the stress in my cooking. It doesn't mean I cook every single meal in it, but I tell you what, I cook a vast majority of them in there. So today we're going to go down to our Brazilian cheese puffs, and I'm going to bring that up on the lovely big screen, and we can start. We'll push the start button, and that takes us through the process. But we've got our ingredients, our preparation, and our tips. And now that I think about that, I forgot to get my milk out, so I'm going to just pop over to my fridge and get the milk out. I was saving that to the last minute, and naturally I forgot to get it out as I began. So all of our ingredients, so you can make sure you have all of those out, which I have done. So butter, that's to grease the inside of your muffin pans. So I've got the silicone ones. So I've used these several times before, and they're just a nice size, and the silicone, they pop out beautifully. I do know that the shape goes a little bit peculiar, but in my house here, it's not for master chefs, it's just home cooking, perfectly normal home cooking. So we've got some Gruyere cheese, and in this one, I've got some Gruyere cheese, and I have substituted with Parmesan. So that works quite well with this recipe as well. So we've got the A2 milk, vegetable oil, egg. I didn't get my egg out. The arrowroot, which I am using. The substitute. Oops, pardon me. I just knocked the screen. We have got the tapioca starch, which is exactly the same and is a bucket load cheaper. Even when you get that at the Asian food store, that's a lot cheaper as well. So I'm going to go and get my egg, and we're going to begin this recipe. And my oven is turned on at 220 degrees. So we'll go back up to where we were, scroll down again to my week, find my recipe, and so you can see it's guided cooking. It makes life so much easier. So it takes you step by step as you're going through, and we're going to start. And it will tell me each individual ingredients and step to process. And we even have videos in here. If it's a new way of cooking or something new that might be a little bit more advanced, it shows you what it means with that instruction. So we're going to go next. We've already turned our oven on. So we're going to grease our muffin pans, 24-inch muffin pans. I'm going to spray a little bit of oil within those. And I'm going to just gently, you don't need too much when they're silicone because they actually already work pretty well. But it just helps it to come out easily. So certainly you can use other shaped baking dishes and trays. The smaller ones, as I said, this is made for a bite-sized portion. So certainly just remember that. And we're going to be 3/4 filling these because they do rise up significantly, which is one of the reasons we like this one. It's lovely. So we've got our cheese. So I'm going to take my lid off. And so we're going to pop the cheese in. And when I pop the cheese in, I'm also adding in other ingredients that I want to be cut up. So we're going to weigh that in. So it will tell us that I'm actually a bit over, I think, in the cheese. So the scales are in the feet and it goes up with 1 gram increments. So it's extremely accurate. So we've got 70, a little bit more, 70, we're over. So I'm going to tick that. Generally, if it gets within the green range, it will already tick itself off. So we're going to manually tick that one and go next. And it's going to grate. But this is where I'm going to pop in my own adaptation to this particular recipe. I'm modifying it to the needs that we want. And I have got a little bit of hidden vegetables, some zucchini, some garlic, a little bit of sun-dried tomatoes. So I'm interested to see how this impacts the recipe. So I haven't followed it 100% to the letter. So we'll see, but that's okay. That's what we learn. Cooking is a bit of science. So we're going to pop that on, and the image showed us here to pop that on. So it tells us once again and helps us understand what step we're at and what we need to do. So this is going to do 10 seconds on speed 9. So it is going to be quite loud. So I'm going to start that now and it'll go. And it's slowing down, it's reduced, so it's obviously grabbed everything in that. And because the cheese is in there, it's hard cheese and the other items aren't. And it gives you a little dingle sound to just let you know that as well. So we're going to open this up and see what that looks like. That looks delightful. And once again, I'm a big fan of the garlic smell, the Mediterranean flavours. Smells amazing. So smell-o-vision, once again, if you had that, that would make a real big difference to why we cook like this. It's a one pot as well, and in terms of mixing it and everything together, it smells just terrific. And fresh ingredients. So that's what I will be highlighting in this session today as well. The benefits of cooking when you have dietary needs or requirements, allergies, intolerances. Thermomix is absolutely the tool that helps you manage some of those health options, along with anything else like diabetes, or if you're being watching your calories, watching how much carbs you put in, all of it's in there to help you. All right, so we're going to go next. Now we're asking for our full cream, but as I said, I'm using A2 light milk, so it does impact slightly, but that's how the recipe is, and that's not a problem. Now we've got to remember not to touch the sides because it will affect the scales, so just remember that when you're pouring. So don't go berserk. You want to make sure that you're pouring slowly so you can see that it's going in, because once it's in, and if you've got other ingredients in there, it is going to blend in. So we want 160. I'm going to put just a tad more because I'm adding a little extra flour. Well, it's actually tasteless protein powder. So I'm going to tick that, and we're going to add, because I want some protein in here as well, some added protein. We're going to add our 60 grams of vegetable oil. So you can see once I tick that, it had already gone back to 0. So it goes back and tears itself. So 60. Once again, going slowly because once it's in, it's in. It's all blended in there at the moment. That's 60. And then what's the next thing? So you can see how that just ticked itself off. This one hasn't quite gone back to the 0. Oh, no, it's asking for the 1 egg. So I'm going over to my area where my eggs are. Once again, I thought I had everything there, but not quite. And I am going to pop some Italian herbs in as well. So I will add that into my flour. So just remind you that I'll be doing that. So I'm going to crack my egg. So there'd be a substitute if you can't have egg. Chia seeds might work in this one, or your other alternatives. I'm sure those that are cooking regularly and can't have egg, that there's another option we could find there. So now we're going in with 170 grams of arrowroot flour. So mine's just under, but I'm also going to put in some tasteless protein powder. So once again, we're weighing that in. So getting it all in there. I'm going to put this is the tasteless protein powder that I use. This was recommended to me from a dietitian. For me personally, it's been lovely. It's got some collagen in there as well, which helps with healthy nails and hair. So it's a good product. You can get this one online from, where have we got it from? Cost Price Supplements. You can get that one. So I'm putting that in there. There are other options. This just means I can help meet some of my health requirements that I'm personally doing. So now it's said that it reached that 170. I'm going to put in my herbs. So they're the little Italian herbs that I've decided to pop in as well. And then it wants a little bit of salt. So we're going to put just a tad of salt in there as well. And that's pretty much all it is for mixing, and then it's just going to mix all of this together. I've got sea salt flakes. They make a beautiful flavour addition to the cooking. So yes, we have added that. And next, so now it asks us to blend that all together. And on we go, 20 seconds. My milk away. So while it's doing that, it's doing the hard work for you. It's a good time that you can do something else. Like as I said, you can start cleaning up your kitchen, putting your dishes away, putting all your other items away and keeping your kitchen nice and clean. So we're going to have a look at this, and if this isn't blended in properly, we can repeat this or we can add a little bit more liquid. So you can see in the top there from the top camera, that's definitely included everything in there. Looks pretty good to me. I'm going to be pouring this out so it doesn't need to all come down, but I think that's all mixed in pretty well. So it's a very runny batter, I guess you would call that, quite runny. So now I'm going to be putting that in. So this is the lovely big spatula that comes with the TM7. It's been adjusted from the previous models and it works beautifully. It's also got its hook that will pick up the basket when you're using the basket, and we can talk about that in other demonstrations as well. This is a little cake item that I use. It just helps me keep things clean, and it helps me, that's going to run everywhere, I can see that, but I can dry that over there and make sure it doesn't go all over my bench. I think they have these in the mix shop, or they have had them in the mix shop. And over here I've got my wonderful Cutter Plus that allows us to do spiralized vegetables and fruit and potatoes. It does do the spiral potato, and it does the cutting and slicing, grating as well. So we can talk to you about that at another time. So now I'm going to just pour this in to my little cake batter poury thingy. whatever we call that. And I'm just going to turn this around the other way so I can keep the camera facing the front. I should have done that before. So all of that goes in there, and it just makes it easier for me to control how much is going into each of these. Going around with your blades, making sure that you're not scraping the sides, or else you'll end up mucking up your beautiful spatula, because they are very sharp blades, which is what we want. That's what it's designed for, to chop up all of those things. So we're going to go next. Scrape down the sides of the bowl. Oh, it did say to blend again. My apologies. Oh well, we're going to just see what happens. I'm not putting it back in now. So this is what happens in live. So I was jumping ahead, so we're going to skip that. It now says fill each muffin tray 3/4 full. So I'll make sure that that's all on all tight. So you'll see me go in here. And then once I've got these in the oven, because I think they take about 20 minutes to cook, I'll take that opportunity to talk to you about what we have currently on offer. And I'll just see if there's any other comments there, if people want to share any thoughts or questions that they may have. Or if you're watching this later, that's one of the brilliant things you can do with the lives. You can watch them later. They don't last forever. So I do want to highlight, if there's something there that you've seen in one of my videos, I do try to pop them back into YouTube on my channel, which you can see through Linktree, but they will not last. Facebook Lives do not last forever. So you can download them. If you're on the right device, you can download that to your computer if you want to watch later. That's a good idea. So I'm just going to fill up these that weren't quite full. We've got to use all the batter up, and we might freeze some of these and then pop them back in an oven or air fryer to just crisp them up and make them all beautiful again. If we won't be using all of them, but they are best consumed once they're first cooked. So a bit messy there, but that's no surprise. It's all good. Clean it up as much as we can. And then I'm popping this in my hot oven. So that's what it needs, a 220-degree oven to cook, and they puff up beautifully. So I'm going to pop these in my oven, and I will be back with you. And I will give you a little chitty chat about what's happening in the Thermomix world and what's on offer for you. So I'll pop all my things in here. So we're going to go next. So it says 12 to 15 minutes. That's it. So I'm going to put my timer on I'll put it on my oven, but I'll also show you what we can do with the Thermomix. So tap down on our screen here, and there is a timer button. So you can put a timer on here so that it lets you know. So we're going to go 12 minutes, and then there's 1, 5, 10, and 30 sections down the bottom here. So I'm going to go 10, and then I'm going to move it to the 12, and then we're going to go start. So that's counting down as we're cooking. So we can bring it back up and go back to where we were. And this is saved at the position that we last were at. So we can tap on that, and it takes us right back to where we were. I'll move that out of our way. And this is once again the opportunity. Think about what you would be doing while Thermomix is doing all of these things for you. For me personally, it's a great time while in my house to start cleaning the dishes and getting it all cleaned down, so it reduces the stress in the house. Now, while it's doing that as well, I'll make sure that I go to the next screen to check where we're at. Remove from the oven. That's it. So that's it. So I'm also going to pop my Thermi on for a clean. So that was the inside of the bowl and the lid. I'm going to pop in some water, a drop of detergent. I'll rinse it through first. Get the main guts of all of that batter out, and then I'm going to put it on for a clean and spend some time with you. So yeah, once again, think about what you would be doing with your time that you're saving while Thermomix is cooking and cleaning for you. So would you be doing homework with the children? Would you be more present with them? Would you be taking some time to put your feet up and have a little bit of a relax? Everybody's got different things happening in their world, and we all we're all time poor. So definitely getting as much time, being smart as you can with that time is very important. All right, so we're going to click the finish button. So that sings, this tells us all where we're up to. Popping the lid on, as I said, it's got water in there and a drop of detergent. I might actually even put some vinegar in there. Vinegar helps break up the fat and leaves the bowl nice and clean. So especially if you're doing a meringue, you would definitely want that as clean as you can possibly get. So that putting that vinegar in there to give it a big clean certainly helps you out. So my lid is on. So I'm now going to, the timer is still there, but where that little line is, I'm going to tap on that, and I'm also going to pre-clean. So we're going to choose the option. We're just going to do a quick clean today. So I tap on that, it's already preset field there, and then the lid's on, make sure that's closed, and then we go play. So that's going to do its thing, and it's going to do 2 minutes and just do a quick rinse because we didn't have anything too dangerous in there. And I'm just going to clean down my bench. Just wipe it down, get any excess stuff off there for you while I start having a little chat about what we have on offer. So if you haven't seen, we've had on my Facebook post, we've had some information in there about the 25th anniversary. So it's been 25 years since Thermomix has come here to Australia, and with that we have an amazing offer when you purchase a Thermomix. So the price is $2,649 for a quality piece of machinery. So it is an investment, and if you purchase that, when you purchase that on your checkout, you'll also be having a scratch and win. So there's $25,000 worth of prizes in that pool, and I do know that there's a Thermomix in that mix. I have not heard that anybody has got that one yet. I think there might even be more than that. There's discount vouchers, there's other gifts, all sorts of things. So that's a fabulous opportunity, and that is only available until the 28th of February. So that's only, I think it's 11 more days, something like that. So that's telling me that that's clean. So I'm going to show you how that looks on the inside, and then you can get your brush. So this is my brush that we use from the mix shop, and I go in here and I'll be doing that around at my sink. But you can see, go in and around your blades and clean that so that it gets down and around, and we're going around in circles again, getting down to the bottom, and this particular brush goes in and around nicely. So that's done a basic rinse for my Thermomix, gotten rid of everything. I'll take it over to the sink and we're going to tip that out. So I'll show you what that looks like once I do the rinse. So as I said, it is just a quick rinse, quick clean. So if I'm cooking something tonight, so what I'm cooking a risotto tonight, so this will work fine for me. I'll grab my tea towel. It's looking a bit messy. It's been been tested a bit today, making sure we're being hygienic, of course. We only use our tea towels for drying the item. So I'm going to pop that back on and I'll clean my lid, and that'll be good for me to make my risotto tonight. So yes, back to what I was saying, letting you know that 25 years celebration, get yourself a demonstration as well. So that I'm going to put that in the drainer. There's only a few, as I said, till the 28th of February. There's not a lot of time left. I do have some time available online, so you can have a live demonstration. And with that, they have a $25 host reward, and you could be saving yourself $125, something like that, on some of the items in there. So on my socials, I've got that there for you to have a look at, or just flick me a message and I will highlight to you what there is there, what's available. So I know there's a beautiful thermal server bowl, which keeps things warm for 2 hours, and it keeps cold things for 4 hours, I think, and it's got a lovely lid on it. So I think that's a lovely option there for you. And there is a payment plan. So also, if you sign up, if you're brand new to Zip, you could sign up with Zip and get $150 back. So that's only on offer at the moment, and you can pay that off in 24-month installments with all the terms and conditions that are in there. And once again, I can flick that to you. We also have the other opportunity where you could be earning your Thermomix. So my story I wanted to share with you is that I became a consultant, I think it's 3 years ago, with my idea of just earning my Thermomix, but I loved it so much I stuck around. So I like sharing my journey with people because I have found it valuable. I've been able to connect with people and learn so much. And I like making a difference in people's lives. So I have that connection there. So I earned my Thermomix with 6 sales. So that was, I had to sell 6 Thermomixes to earn my Thermomix, which I did. I'm very proud of that fact, and through a lovely community that I was connected with, and I love meeting more people as I go along. At the moment, there is a no deposit. I believe that's the one we have on offer for only for a short time again, and you can earn your Thermomix with 4 sales. So each sale that you make reduces that price. So if you get a little bit overwhelmed with the thought of needing to sell 4 Thermomixes, don't stress over that. We can help you and talk you through what that looks like and what that means to you. So I'm trying to reach a goal. So Thermomix also helps you. They give lots of gifts and rewards as you go along as a consultant, which has been amazing as well, which has totally been worth it for me. And I do have my eyes on a prize, and those, if you could help me, would be very much appreciated so that I can give back to those in my smaller community, my family, to earn another Thermomix. So I only have a little while left to go, so I would appreciate your support. It's always definitely appreciated, and that's me being honest with you. I can see thank you for the little posts there. Yes, I've read all the comments in there. Thank you. I can see them. That's really good to know that I can see those comments in there. Appreciate your support, young lady. That definitely goes a long way. So there's also opportunity that if you were a Thermomix consultant and you did an amazing job and earned all of these extra things, that you could go to what they call as ThermoFest. This year, the opportunity is they're going over to Singapore. So Thermomix once again supports everybody in that space. So we've got 2 minutes and 51 left, and this timer is going to go off. So I have talked to you for that 15 minutes and telling you all the things about Thermomix. Oh, I have forgotten to mention the special other dietary requirements. So in the cookie dough, which is the foundation or the basis where all the recipes are kept, I'm going to go back to that and show you on the screen here. I have set up my list of collections that I have gathered together. So these help us keep the ones that we like, our favourites, or for specific occasions. So I've got breakfast, bring a plate, cakes and desserts, cocktails. So I did a lovely cocktail margarita at the demo on the weekend, and it was a big hit. Everybody enjoyed that one. Made the event quite fun. We've got fakeaways, family favourites, and then gift food. And then I'm going down to where we start getting to some of the gluten-free options. So I know that I had a potential customer or someone at our demo the other day that was a celiac, and we talked about the options that how Thermomix can help you in that regard. So I've pulled together, just by having a quick look myself, at gluten-free staples. So these were the things that you can have in your kitchen, make from home and make from scratch, so you know everything that goes in there, because I am aware that there are a lot of additional things that go into all of the items that we may not think of. So in sauces, in things like your garlic powder, there's all these fillers, so that actually can affect celiacs as well. So had to be extremely mindful of that, and cleaning your bowls. So you don't want to cross-contaminate. So those people that do have dietary restrictions and intolerances or allergies, they need to be really careful about how those items cross over. So when they say may contain, it means it has been cooked in something that has had an allergen in it. So you would put your Thermomix bowl, which comes out. I'll show you how that comes out. I'll take it off. I've clicked the side over here, and then the blade comes out. And then your bowl comes out, and that can go in the dishwasher. So that can go in and do a thorough clean at the correct temperatures to make sure that you get a stainless steel bowl so that you make sure that you get all of those allergens out. There we go with our timer. So that one's gone off. Popping my blades back in, and it was just simple and easy, very easy. So I'm going to get my oven mitt and have a look at what's happened with our cheese puffs. They're smelling all great. I might give them a couple more minutes. My glasses have all steamed up. So thank you. That has told me that we've done that, and it's also going off on my phone. So that is something that's a highlight to you as well. When you're using Cookie Doo, the app, when you have it on your phone, it also helps if you're in another part of the house and your phone's with you, it'll be telling you that it's dingling and letting you know. So I'm going to go back down to how long it told us, just because I can't quite remember. It was, where are we, 12 to 15 minutes. So I'm letting it go for just a couple more minutes, and then I'm pulling it out of my oven. And you will see how good these look. They haven't puffed up quite as much as normal, and I know that it's because of the other ingredients that I put in, it would have affected it. So I will pop up, and you'll see in the image, in the recipe when we go back here, so you can see how lovely and puffy that they are. But I'm going to get it out for you and have a look now. They have still risen and still look lovely. Where can I get my little... I should have had this out earlier. My cake trays. And I hope I don't drop them all. And I'm going to pop it out on the bench here. Put that there, and then I'm going to get another one and pop them out, so you can see what they look like. So they are extremely hot right now, but they smell amazing and they're cooked up beautifully. So watch how this comes out, just like that. No issue whatsoever, except for the last one that doesn't want to come out. There we go. And they are all out. Then I would be popping that in to rinse that and clean it. And there you can see that they're how they are. I said, I do know they're slightly different, but that's because of the different ingredients that I put in there. But it is gluten-free, apart from my tasteless protein powder, which I chose to add in. And that was for me with my dietary requirements. But you can see that they're lovely and cheesy. And they're very hot, so I'm not going to pop that in my mouth. But this particular one is a lovely little add-on to a meal. And you can see that it'd be lovely in your soups. So that's all of those. I'm going to get this out of the way because it's hot. Oops, sorry for the loud noise. And that's over to the side. So there we go with my lovely little Brazilian cheese puffs. I'll pop them up here so you can see as we pull them apart. I'll pull one apart for you up here. All cheesy and gooey. And the steam's coming out. They are lovely. So that's, as I said, it's got some more protein in there. Tastes beautiful. Okay, any questions? I'm here to help you. So Michelle Darby, Lady Thermomixalot, and I am thinking of cooking next week. A little conversation that I've been having with people. I'll take you to where it is. It is in my week. If I go up, my week, I cooked it yesterday, and it was the vegan pulled pork. I'll scroll down. It was vegan pulled pork with onions and banana skins. Yes, you heard right, banana skins. So I had it in a cheese toasty. So you can see that we've got it in here. I'm going to be cooking that. I'm intending to do that next week, all going well. So I hope you have a great week, and please reach out to me. I would love to support you and be your consultant and take you on your Thermomix journey and have as much fun as what I have been having and connect in. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon, and I'll finish the live and see you later.